All right. So thank you guys for jumping on. I wanted to make this switch of times because I felt like on Wednesday night, because that is our close of our week, and a lot of times, we're pushing for certain goals each week. I didn't want this to interfere with you guys reaching your goals. So that's why I decided to kind of switch the time of our call and have it on Tuesday nights versus Wednesday, when I know everybody's like pushing to meet their goals for the end of the week or the end of the month. Also, I wanted to let you guys know we will continue with our Power Hour on Thursday mornings at 6 a.m. I know some of you guys are on different time frames, so I don't expect you guys to be jumping on at 3 a.m. But, if you're on this time frame, then that would be awesome for you to jump on. If there are a bunch of you that are on the West Coast time, maybe you guys would want to host your own, do one Thursdays, 6 a.m. your time or something like that. Totally up to you guys. Last time we did it, I just felt like it was a really good way for us to kind of hold each other accountable to actually working the business. And, we talked over some things, people had some questions during it. So I didn't record it because there was a lot of silent time too. So, I'm not going to record them, but I encourage you to get on them so that, if you do come up with questions while we're going along, talking to people, then you can ask them. So it's kind of like a open floor / power hour work to meet your goals. So that is that. We also have Jamie has started up a mommy group. So that started this week, but is officially starting on Monday, right? Yeah. So she really wants this group to be, comprised of moms that, want to really get real with one another and just help each other and talk about, our mommy problems because, moms can relate in different ways. And, I think it's an awesome way. And Jamie, I believe, wants to run this through the entire summer. And who knows, maybe it will be a continuing group. But it is something that, we would want to promote and talk about because I think it's a really, really great way. A lot of moms need support because, we're so busy with focusing on our kids that's why moms lose themselves and they gain all this weight. There's no question about that. So, the support for that is there, and Jamie is doing an awesome job hosting that so far, and so be talking about that one, inviting people to that. Then I am going to be starting in 2 weeks. I was going to start next Monday, but I think I need a little bit more time. Another 21-day revival group, which is once again based on the Made to Crave book, and it will be going along perfectly since the 21-day fix is on sale this month. So it'll go hand in hand with that. So that is a great one to be talking about as well. And I'm not sure if there's any other ones going on right now, starting up. Do any of you have any that you're...
I'm doing a 21-day group, like 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme, whatever, starting the 8th Monday, and you can do like preseason and then go on the following week if people don't get their stuff in time. But I just really decided to push like the first couple days of the month and try to get, Success Club 10 by like Wednesday. I know that's crazy, but I think that starting them earlier is better for my business personally. So if anybody wants to be in that, it's like, I don't know what I called it, something stupid like I always do, like summer sweat fest or something. But it's basically based around the 21-day. And I'm starting 21-day fix extreme Monday. Yay. No excuses. So that will be starting Monday. So if you guys want to be added, just send me a message and I'll throw you in there.
Perfect. Yeah. So that's a push. That's going to be a push to, like Brittany said, this is going to be a way for you to hit Success Club early in the month, be talking about it. And once again, if you closed out the month talking about PIO, you kind of know the trick of, okay, it's only $10 more. So you can even offer, even at the beginning of the month, you can offer them it for free, and with the order of Shakeology. So you're giving them $10 back, and they're getting an entire program. I mean, you're even getting way more in that than PiYo. I mean, you're getting the containers, you're getting the meal guide, the calorie counter, the shaker bottle, and the Shakeology. So you get a ton with that program for that price. Technically, you could get get it to them for free with the purchase of the Shakeology. So that's how I kind of word it. And there's no reason you have to hold off on that sale. I know I actually saw somebody saying their first 10 customers, they were offering that, it free. So, you could do that at the beginning of the month too. There's no problem with that. You're still making commissions with doing it that way too. Okay, so those are our groups coming up. I did not do any recognitions tonight because I kind of recognized those people who had hit Success Club in our group, ending the month off. And so come Thursday, obviously we'll have some more numbers on the board since we're just starting this month off. So I didn't do that tonight, but going forward, we will do those recognitions on this call too. All right, so tonight I wanted to talk about failing forward. I think failure is a huge, it's a big scare for people. That's one of the biggest fears that I have found amongst our coach training academy. And that's something that I try to understand, what people's biggest fears are, because a lot of times that's what's holding us back. And the majority of them say failure. They're afraid to fail. And so tonight I want to talk to you about failure because failure is defined by yourself. It's a perception and it's subjective. So you are truly the only person who can say if you failed or not, because it's all about your perception. So with that said, for me, I can look at myself and say, I don't necessarily say I failed at something, because to me, failure is when you give up. Failure is when you stop. So for me, it's more of when I maybe screw something up or I didn't do something as well as I could have. That's kind of how I define something, where somebody else might define it as a failure. So, for example, like not hitting Success Club 5 by the end of the month. Some people might be like, oh my gosh, I failed at hitting Success Club 5 this month. And that's not the case. You didn't fail. You just fell short of a goal. And, there's different things, you can learn from that and take action to make sure it doesn't happen again. But it doesn't mean you failed. It just means that you fell short in an area that you wanted to hit. So it's all about perception. And that's where this starts, because you need to redefine in your own mind what failure means. Because if you are defining failure as something that you're falling short in, then in your head, you're never going to succeed, because failure in that perception is inevitable, right? We're all going to fall short. We're all going to screw up. So redefine it. I want you guys to redefine failure in your minds. So that's the first thing. Then number 2 is, after you do that, I want you to commit to just start. Commit to move. Just get moving. And what that means, and I did my little spiel on that. I sent you guys a little video on that last week. And I didn't even realize it would be tied in tonight. But just get moving. You do not need to have all the answers. You don't need to know everything. Taking the first step is going to force you to learn something. So, whether you're afraid of failing in running your own challenge group, just start a challenge group. Just do it. Commit to it. Because you'll figure it out as you go along, I promise you. There is let me find this saying. There's a couple sayings that go along with that. And one is, you don't have to see the whole staircase to start walking up it. Just take the first step. Just take that first step. And with that, I want you guys to realize that you don't have to overtrain yourself. So a lot of you, especially getting started in this business, you're like, oh, but I don't know what I'm doing. And, I don't know what these challenge packs are. And I don't know what these different workouts mean. Who cares? Just start inviting people. You know why you're doing this. You know it's for health and fitness. So just talk to people and invite them along with you. And then as you go along, you look stuff up and you figure it out. Because if you keep training yourself and you think, okay, I need to continue, I need to research this first, and I need to research this first, you're never going to get moving. You will never get moving. When you learn a sport, do you just research how to, swing a bat? Or do you get out there and do it? Do you get out there and you strike out? You get out there and you miss a couple balls. You have to keep failing in order to move forward, but you have to move. You can't just train yourself and never take action. And this other saying is, let me find it here. Don't build a toolbox of tools that you will never use. And I really, really think that kind of sums it up. If you're going to have a toolbox, you better use the dang tools, right? So don't overtrain, don't overthink, just get moving. Let's see. Number 3, take responsibility, but do not take it personally. So when you do screw up, reflect, say, okay, that group totally failed. I have had groups like that, believe me, but I haven't let it stop me. And to me, that would be failing. If I let that stop me, then I would have failed, but I didn't. I re-looked at the group. Why didn't this work? What happened? Why did people fall off? What was it that, kind of made things go dry? And, so it's a constant change. You're always going to be having to change things up, and you will, have those times where you're like, crap, like I totally sucked at that. Like I totally failed. But so you're taking responsibility, but you can't take it personally. So, you take responsibility and saying, okay, I did this or I didn't do this, but this is what I'm going to change. That doesn't define me. That failure, that screw up, that, whatever it was, lack of communication isn't going to define me. And I'm going to keep moving. And I'm going to learn from it and keep going. Recognize that you will screw up. You have to embrace that. You have to actually commit to making mistakes and know that you got to be okay with it. Because in this life, there are going to be setbacks. In this business, there are going to be setbacks. In this business, there will be times where you are working your butt off to try and hit a goal, and everything just falls apart. It happens. It happens. But if you already know that those things are going to happen, and, you might fall short in certain areas, but you know that it's going to be okay because you're going to keep moving forward, then you will never see it as a failure, and you will never let it stop you from reaching your ultimate goals. Because your goals are way more important than a little setback or, something where you missed hitting diamond or star diamond or 5-star. Setbacks will happen. Be okay with it and learn how to move on from that. So that brings me to the 4th thing of taking action. You have to take action once again. So, once you hit those setbacks, you have to push on. you have to push on. I'll just tell you quick a little thing that happened to me. Let's see, it was December, I guess, November. So November, I was shooting for 2-star, and I had everything in line, you know, everything was set. I was working my tail off, you know, staying up late, working with my coaches so that they were, you know, meeting these goals. And so I qualified. So I was qualifying for 2-star. You have to hold it for 6 weeks. Within the last week of qualification period, a coach under my coach stopped responding and went inactive. And so because of those last 7 days, I missed out on getting a really big bonus. And so that sucked. Like, it sucked so bad. I cried. I was sick to my stomach. Like, I literally, I went through every emotion. Because I had worked so hard to reach this goal. And, you know, it was a huge disappointment, but I kind of just let that kick my butt back into gear and say, you know what, this is not stopping me. Like, that sucked. That was really not fun. And, you know, I felt like I worked so hard for nothing, but there were also things that I had to take responsibility for, because I knew that I was pushing for something, but I also knew that my heart was kind of not in the right place. And so, you know, I had to take responsibility and say, you know what, like, I'm changing this, and moving forward, I am all in, focusing on helping you guys, and from the start, not just, you know, come the last 6 weeks of qualification period. So, you know, I had to take responsibility and take action. So, you know, that month, really, like December, was really, really hard. And going into, it's a really hard month to begin with to even hit Success Club. And knowing that I fell short in that area, I was contemplating not hitting Success Club 10, because I was really stressed out. I was really frustrated, and I've hit Success Club 10 every single month of my business. And the one night I was like thinking to myself, and I was just like, Amy, what are you doing? Like, snap out of it. Like, this is not the end all be all. Get off your butt, get moving, and get back in the game. Because if I let this one thing, and in that moment of my hurt, decide that I'm just going to give up for the rest of the month and not hit Success Club, come January, I am going to be so pissed at myself for not hitting that goal, because I was throwing myself a pity party and decided, oh, well, I don't need to hit it this month. And that completely would have screwed up, you know, my streak of hitting, you know, Success Club 10 since being in the business. So at some point, you got to kick yourself in the butt, taking that responsibility, but also taking action afterwards and being like, okay, this is going to push me. This is going to move me forward. Let your mistakes and your failures push you forward into that next level of success, because truly the most successful people are the ones who have been through the ringer, the ones who have been through the most and failed the most. You know, Michael Jordan, I mean, there's countless people, Oprah, they were all told that you can't do this. There's no way that you are, you know, Michael Jordan, he didn't make varsity team. He was told he couldn't do it. You know, Oprah, she was told that she would never be on television. I mean, look at them. Look at them today. If they had let, you know, their so-called failures or what other people had perceived as failures define them, they would never have impacted this world like they have today. So be aware of how you're defining failure, and don't accept it. Don't accept failure. Just don't do it. Just keep moving, even if you have those setbacks. And the fifth one is to continue to fill others' needs. So as you're, having setbacks, or as you might be making mistakes, take a step back and just kind of look at, the purpose in all this. Because for me, that's where I get grounded. That's where, I say, you know what, like I screwed up, or, I might have failed in this area, but what is my real purpose? I am fulfilling other people's needs. I'm doing this for other people. So really, does it matter if I screwed up or I fell short of this goal at some point in my journey? No, it doesn't matter, because I'm not doing this really for myself. I'm doing this to help other people and fulfill their needs. And if you can keep that in line, then everything else is going to fall into place. You're not going to give up. You're going to hit Success Club. You're going to, be able to earn these free trips, because your focus is not on yourself. And so that fear can disappear, because it's all about other people and helping other people and meet their needs. So I want to close with this quote. Failure is a price we pay to achieve success. So if you want to be successful in this business or in anything in life, you're going to fail, and it's a price that you're going to pay. But keep moving forward. As long as you continue to keep moving forward and failing forward, then a failure really truly isn't a failure. It's more of just a stepping stone to, your success. So that's all I got for you tonight. I really wanted to, I hope that helped some of you, because I know so much of people's insecurities can come into play in this business. And truthfully, you guys have you have so much to offer to people that I never ever want you to give up because of a mistake, or because of, a group that went awry, or, just an example, when I started hosting these calls, literally it was me and Brittany and Nicole. Sometimes it was just me and Brittany. Sometimes it was just me and Nicole. But we just kept having calls every single week, regardless, right, Britt? So, we just kept doing it in faith that hopefully someday other people would join us, and eventually things just clicked. So, although at some points I felt like I was failing, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing wrong? I totally suck as a leader, because I have all these coaches, and literally it was just me and Brittany and Nicole on these calls talking every single week. And, I was like, I just got to keep going. I just got to keep doing this. I got to keep doing this. Fail forward. And eventually, look at what it's become, and it's only going to continue to grow. So I hope that can kind of give you a perception and a perspective on maybe where you are today, because I know some of you are just beginning, and you might feel like your business is stagnant, and you're not seeing your coaches being active, and you're not seeing, your challengers being active. But I promise you, if you continue to grow yourself, and you continue to do the 3 vital behaviors and be relentless about it, regardless of, you feeling that you have a shortcoming, everything is going to click. Eventually, you will just have that moment where it's that turnaround, and you're going to look back and be like, holy crap, like, what just happened? And I remember Melanie telling me that. She was like, I just kept doing it, and all of a sudden, one day, everything just clicked. And it's true. You just have to stay focused on, what you're in this for, and continue to help people, and everything will just click. So I want you guys tonight to think about how you define failure, and then redefine it, because it cannot be your number one fear. failure is only based upon what you perceive as failure. So, you know, you can never fail something if you're determined to win it. If you're determined to keep going through setbacks, you can never ever truly fail unless you give up, throw in the towel, and walk away. So define your failures. And then I want you to think about something that you have been maybe putting off because you're afraid to do it. And I want you tonight to commit to taking action in doing that. So that could be running a challenge group. That could be making a YouTube video. That could be starting a blog. That could be posting on Instagram. It could be messaging somebody. Whatever that is, I want you to commit that you're not going to be afraid to fail. You're not going to be afraid of, you know, whatever that thing is, and you're going to go out and do it right after this call. Okay? So I want you to commit to it. And if you are feeling froggy, you can post it on our group so that we can help hold each other accountable, because guys, we are a team. We are in this for each other. So, you know, if we can help each other get over our our fears, then, you know, we can help rise each other up and keep each other moving, because we all have different things that we're uncomfortable with doing. Like, I actually really hated making videos, and I hated talking. I actually still hate phone calls. Like, I literally hate them. You can ask my parents. Like, I never even call my family. I hate the phone. That's horrible, but it's true. I hate it. And so, but I've forced myself to do it, and I'm forcing myself to do it even more, because I know that's something that is a shortcoming of mine, that if I can get over that hurdle, then my business is only going to grow. So, do those things tonight, do those 2 things tonight. And then, like I said, if you're feeling up to it, post it in our group, what it is that you're going to overcome. Whatever that fear was, you're doing it, and you're going to do it within this week. Okay? All right, so remember, failure is a price we pay to achieve success. All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much. Does anybody have any questions, concerns? No? Okay, awesome. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. Let's kill this week. We have all tomorrow until we start a brand new week on Thursday morning. So let's kick it and hit our goals this week. All right? All right, guys. Have a great night. I will talk to you later.